welcome back, guys. This is an audio situation with Andy Aguilar, Landry, Krueger, and Nazeem Bartman, pro player for the Forward Madison Flamingos. We will be discussing what Nazeem is helping us with, the club's future, and what we have in store this season.
Out. Yeah, shoulder dislocated, man.
Oh, because I saw at the end of the game, you're like like a big ice pack on your shoulder.
Yeah. I've had some issues with my shoulder, so it's not something that's kept me from playing, but it's something I have to take care of during the off season.
Yeah.
So, Nazeem, so what made you say yes to us, FC Arcadia, everything like that?
Man, it's trying to be part of something, trying to be a part of something bigger. You guys have a good plan, going forward for the future, and I'm big on community. I'm big on giving back, not just in Madison, but also back in my own country, in my community, where I have a foundation that I try to give back to every year for, I think, the last 5 years right now. So, yeah, man, anything that has to do with the community, I enjoy doing stuff like that.
Yeah, the FBL Foundation, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, the FBL
that's really
Foundation.
Cool. I've heard about that on the new Dog Museum.
Yeah, the podcast. Yeah, no, they've actually helped me ever since I've been in Madison, and they kind of knew or found out about my foundation and the story behind it as to why I started it. They've been hands-on helping me every single year, raising funds when I'm hosting a tournament in South Africa during the off season.
Nice. Didn't they say you might do one in Madison too? Or?
Yeah, well, that's eventually the plan, to try and do a tournament in Madison. I've just been swamped with training games. I'm in school as well, right? I'm doing my master's, and then I also run a coaching business out here in Madison as well. So, and now I just added you guys on my plate as well. So I'm just a little bit swamped with so many things that I do. Yeah, at the same time. Yeah.
So, the FBL Foundation, what's that about? Is that something to help with kids that want to get a shot of tryouts, or what is that about?
No, so basically the FBL Foundation stands for Faisal Bartman Legacy Foundation, which is my father. My father passed away in 2020, and he was big in the community where I grew up, in terms of trying to make sure that kids stay in sports, stay in soccer, remove them off the streets from gang violence, drugs, all those type of things. And he used soccer as a way to do that. And to be fair, he's done it since I was a kid, because I used to play for him as well. So I saw so many of the kids that he was able to help turn their lives around, by doing so. And as years went on, I kind of started seeing how gang violence and drugs kind of took over these sports. It kind of took over, And so my aim was, first of all, to uphold my father's legacy, but then also to restore hope in the community where I grew up in. I'm the same as one of those kids that played on those fields, that trained on those fields, and I was able to make it out of the community by using soccer to, first of all, I do it as my job right now, and then also I used it to get an education as well. So the aim is to restore hope and kind of give them that chance to dream, that it is possible, right? And then hopefully when I retire one day and I go into the coaching system and all those type of things, then my tournament eventually will become like a recruiting platform where kids are able to get an opportunity to come to the US, to go to school, and use their ability with soccer to try and turn things around.
Yeah, that sounds good, man. What you're doing is like really incredible. I find it like really inspiring, and that's
Yeah.
basically something that I want to do as well. That's why I founded FC Arcadia, and like as I said, I found your story like really, like, you know, inspirational, and that hope, that feeling of like giving others hope is like what keeps me going in this dream for FC Arcadia. And like I'm really glad to have you on board, because Landry here, he helped me get you in as a part of us, so I'm really happy to get to know you.
No, I appreciate you guys, man, and I'm happy to be part of it, man. Landry explained a lot about what FC Arcadia is doing right now and what they want to do, and a big part of why I joined is because that's something that I'm doing, in my community as well, right? So what I'm doing, what you guys are doing, it goes aligned, it's aligning. So it wasn't a hard decision to make.
Yeah. So, exactly, about your whole career, what was like the biggest moment that you had that you said like, that this is what I wanted to do, this is my dream, this is, like what inspired you basically, and like how you got to the point where you said, I'm going to the top, I'm going to help people, etc.
I mean, a big part of my entire life, a big part of my entire career has been my father. I grew up around the game. My father was a coach. All my cousins played. It's the biggest sport in South Africa. In communities like mine, and I was pretty good at it from a young age, and it's always been a dream, right? But once I was able to start getting attention from like academies back home, and like academies taking notice of who I was and what I was doing, then it was more of like, okay, well, this could become something serious, right? It was never a point where I was like, okay, this is it. I was doing other sports as well at the same time. But like I said, once academy started taking notice and I got to the age of like 12, 13, I needed to make a decision in terms of a sport that I wanted to choose, right? Because I couldn't do so many sports at the same time for a long period of time, right? And when you're in academy, that literally becomes your job, right? Because it's like being a pro without getting paid, right? So once I started getting called into academy, I think at the age of 12, I was in academy from 12 up until like 18. And then getting introduced to like the youth national team in South Africa. Once these things started happening, it was like, okay, well, this could potentially become something that I want to do, right? I was never a point where I wanted to go to college for soccer or come to the US. Like that was never part of the plan. That just happened out of nowhere one day where I played in a tournament and a South African recruit that was working in the US came to watch the tournament and ended up talking to some random guy about a number 9 that played for Supersport, which was me at the time, and saying how he was interested in me, but my club is not allowing him to talk to me or anything like that. And as he was having that conversation, it just so happened my father was standing next to them. And my father overheard the convo. And my father jumped into the conversation and said, "Well, hey, that's my son. If you want to meet him, I can call him." And that's how the scholarship came. That's how my journey started coming to the US, where being able to play pro and go to school at the same time started becoming now something serious. But just wanting to make it as a pro kind of started by the age of like 13, 14, where it could be, this is now realistic, right? I've always wanted to be a pro since a young kid, but it was never like, okay, well, this is realistic. Nah, like it only started by like 13, 14, where I could see, okay, this really could become something now.
So he's like the main reason why you're at Forward Madison right now, right? He's been like.
Oh no, my father wasn't alive when I got signed to Forward Madison. My father passed already during that time, but he is the main reason I am a professional soccer player. He's the main reason I came to the US. He's the main reason as to why I do everything that I do. You know, giving back to my community is because of my father, right? Looking after my family is because of my father. Playing pro is because of my father, right? Getting an education is because of both my mother and my father, right? But my father had a very huge impact in my entire life, not just my soccer career, right? Just life in general, you know. So for me, it's almost like, even though I sacrificed a lot to be where I am, meaning like sacrifice time away from family, missing birthdays, funerals, all these type of things, my family sacrificed as well, right? Missing things out of my life, missing my graduation, missing my draft when I got drafted, all these type of things. Like, so this is kind of a way of me showing them that their sacrifice kind of paid off, you know, and I'll basically do whatever I can to pay them back, even though I know no amount of money could ever pay them back for what they've done for me. But just making sure I try and take care of my mother, my brother, my sister back in South Africa. That's my ultimate goal, to make sure that I give them a better life.
So, about like soccer at Forward Madison, like I know you guys have like a whole season, and like, do you think playoff season, like games, is like hopes are still alive, or like?
No, most definitely. It's not, man. I've been in this league now for 4 years. Since I've been with Forward Madison, I've been in this league, right? And I've seen how teams that have struggled throughout the beginning of the season flip things around and end up winning the entire thing, right? And hopefully that could be our story this year. You know, the beginning of the season hasn't been really good for us. We haven't really picked up too many points in the beginning. But if you look at the last like 4 games right now, or 3 games, we were able to pick up 7 points out of the 9 points, you know, and the league is, the points is so tight in this league, right, that 2 to 3 wins puts you in a playoff spot, right? And it's not that big of a jump. So the team is hopeful, right? We believe that with the continuous form that we've had right now, and just believing in the system, believing in the structure, believing in what the coaches are doing, and believing in one another as well, right, will help us get to that point. Because right now we can see that we can play well, right? But we can also see like a game like last night, where the team was just better than us on the ball in the second half, and we could see that we were able to fight as well, right? And so just adding all of these aspects into our game to make it complete will help us going into this last stretch of like getting into playoffs and like making a jump for winning the playoffs and stuff like that. But of course, the first steps are now is to make sure that we win the games that are coming up. These next 7 games in August is very critical for us. So to get points out of these games is going to be very important for us.
So, like, what does the grind behind the games look like? Like, like in the locker room, like, what's like the main point that has you like uh, something that the people outside of Forward Madison don't really know about, like what's happening in the locker room, how you guys stick together, what makes you guys believe,
I mean, for us, especially if I'm just talking about this year alone, right? We've dealt with a lot of adversity this year, right? Our captain got injured. His season is over, right? We have another player that got injured. His season is over as well. And it was just in the beginning of the season, it was just a whole bunch of setbacks and a whole bunch of obstacles that just kept being thrown our way. But the one thing I can say about the group that we have, man, is none of us folded, right? Even the guys that got injured, like, they constantly around the team, constantly motivating guys, talking to players, even though their role kind of shifted in the sense of like they're not able to play. So they've taken up different types of roles in terms of supporting players and helping players that play in their positions, So the one thing about the locker room is that we've stuck together, right? Through the ups, through the downs, all the downs that we've seen so far this year, that we stuck together. Right? It's been the players against everyone else, right? The coaches, the players against everyone else. We've seen, and as players, man, like, we've seen some of the fans even like turn on us, right? But these are normal because fans expect you to win, right? They expect results, all these type of things, and there's no fault in that, right? But the one thing that has helped us is being able to stick together. Not folding, not pointing any type of fingers and blaming anyone. It's been a team thing, we win together, we lose together, we make mistakes together, all these type of things. We've never been blaming anyone, and that's the one thing that I can say about this group, and that's how our locker room has been, being able to hold on to why we play this game, why are we doing the things that we're doing. That we have bigger reasons as to why we're playing right now, and it's to prove a point. We have to prove a point to the fans. We have to prove a point to the league. We have to prove a point to everyone that kind of lost hope in us, right? And I'm hoping that they starting to see that we starting to turn things around, and that they join us in this battle of trying to get into the playoffs and then making the run from there.
Do you have any questions about FC Arcadia?
Yeah, man. For me, it's I know a lot of what we talked about will start in 2026, right? So from now up until then, is there anything that you guys would want more from me? What do you guys want from me, from my side? What am I able to do that to make things easier? Because since I've started posting, every time you guys tag me and stuff, a lot of people has been asking me like, hey, like who's this team? What's going on? All these type of things, And for me, it's like I would like to talk more about it, So the more I know about FC Arcadia, the better I can educate people as well, And if there's anything else that I can do to make to add to it, like, don't hesitate to ask me or tell me, like, hey, like, could you do this? Could you do that? I'm more than happy to help, and I want to make sure that people know who you guys are, what the team is about, and even your reasoning behind it, like, a lot of people know my foundation because I talked about it a lot. You guys have seen on my Instagram, like, there's interviews about it. So I would like to talk more about it, and give a deeper meaning behind FC Arcadia, as to what it stands for, the reason behind it, and what the future looks like. Because like I said, like, based on what you've told me, it aligns with what I'm doing, right? And being able to connect the two will also generate a lot more people knowing about FC Arcadia for sure.
So FC Arcadia like started in like 2023. I was like barely 15 by the time I started it. It started as like a high school thing. We started playing. We decided to start this thing. I was like, hey, what about we do something for players at high school who want to play soccer, maybe even go to like college soccer and like have an opportunity in like the summer to come down, play together as like a whole one team, so that we can win, and hopefully they get to like they get noticed, right? Because that's the main reason why we love the sport. We want to get recognized. We want to send these kids over to, say, college soccer, club soccer, wherever it may be. We want them to be successful, and that's why I started this whole thing. I just wanted them to have like a foundation where they could like uh, join us. I would like more than love for people to join us, help us out whatever way they can, especially
Yeah,
the soccer players. Um, they bring joy to this whole thing. They bring happiness, tears sometimes. Even if we lose a game, we are always like bound together by this whole journey. And
yeah, yeah,
so the thing is, with 2026, what we have planned is we want to give players a big shot at college and club soccer, which is the whole reason why I also said we would do like an ID camp, which would look
yeah,
for scouts from colleges, clubs to come down here to Arcadia, which is like 40 minutes, no, 50 minutes south of like lacrosse, and we want them to get one shot at proving themselves, proving that they can take on big challenges, and that's what we want to do. We want to build connection. We want to build friendship. We want to build something that means
yeah.
something in this community around here. And so the journey is long, and that's for sure. And hopefully we get interest, we get sponsors,
Yeah.
um, so that we can really make this successful, because this would mean a lot to the community, because we want to give back and we want to
For
move
sure,
forward. And so that's the main reason why I
for
founded
sure, for
FC
sure.
Arcadia. And that's what we're trying to move forward
No,
with in
I like
2026.
that. I like that. I like that. I would say, um, for sure, the showcase would be something very, very good, right? It's the best way to be able to get seen, right?
Yep.
Have you guys also thought about with doing the showcase is of course like inviting a lot of coaches, whether it's college
Yep.
coaches, club coaches, to come and have a look, right? But have you guys all also thought about streaming the games,
Yeah.
right?
That's a
For yeah, so
platform
for
that we
some
have.
coaches that are not able to, exactly. So for some coaches that are not able to make it, at least they are able to,
See the like whole thing, right?
you know, watch some of the games, you know, and be able to see exactly, because that's a similar thing. That's a similar thing that I'm actually working on with my foundation in South Africa, where I host a tournament at the end of the year, right? And of course, it's going to be invitations sent out to coaches, a lot of college coaches, mainly college coaches, to be honest, to go to the tournament. But for those that can't travel, that don't have the budget for it,
Yep.
to provide a link, right, where they are able to watch these games and then get access to a lot of these kids, right? So it's a similar thing that I want to do in South Africa as well. So no, most definitely, like, I think a showcase would be an ideal thing, right? Especially through the summer, because like when colleges are not in season or in the spring season or the fall season, and during the summer they're normally in the recruiting phase, right?
Yep.
So during the summer would be an ideal thing to run a camp, to be able to get people to come and for players to get the exposure. And to be honest, even if just one player gets looked at and gets seen,
That's something.
That's already exactly it's a success story, right? And that will help FC Arcadia going forward, because it's someone that comes from FC Arcadia that was able to get seen, right? That's a similar thing that happened to me. I got seen, and then because of my success in college and what I was able to do, was able to help my cousin get a scholarship as well, just through word of mouth, right? So that's basically how I think it would play out. If just one person gets looked at and gets seen, word of mouth will happen, and then more people will start wanting to be part of, wanting to come to the showcase, especially if it's going to be an annual event type thing,
That's what we have in store.
Yeah.
That's what we have planned. We want to run this ideally like March or April for the first year, but we could also extend it into summer, since we also run games during that time. Since our season is May through July, we could also make it to playoffs, which would help too. And
exactly.
Sponsors could also come aboard, help us, which the money will go to the team, and also help players because they will get chances to be seen, and that's something that we really want. And of course, some people, like say if they're fans or whatever, like if they're interested, they could also help us out with we're planning many things like merch. Landry can explain some of the merch details and stuff.
We're also looking in the future to have like an academy for like younger kids, because there's no club soccer in Arcadia. It's just the other team, which is 15 and older.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool to be able to provide even a smaller type of platform for younger kids. It's a little pathway for them. I would say once FC Arcadia has like made a decent amount of strides, and are being able to be recognized, then being able to work with Forward Madison as well, where there's like a pathway. Because as you know, I don't know if Landry told you, but Forward Madison has started an academy.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, and they've chosen, I think it's about 3 to 4 local clubs in the area, where it's kind of like their partners. So some of these kids that play for these local clubs would be able to get an opportunity to go train with the Forward Madison Academy, and if they do well, then hopefully get signed. So there's a lot of growth and a lot of room for that, where if FC Arcadia does make a lot of strides in that sense, that there'd be a connection to be able to go to Forward Madison, where some kids now have access to be able to get seen by Forward Madison, and then getting signed into the academy, and then that will put FC Arcadia even more on the map, So there's a lot of moving pieces that's able to help FC Arcadia, and I think by what you guys are wanting to start with is probably the best thing, to first get like the first team off the ground, get the first team off the ground, get notice for the first team, and then being able to add more towards that would be pretty cool, man.
Yeah, we're looking to build like a 3-branch system, like maybe because this will take a long time, but the journey is
sure.
what we're here for. What we're looking for is having a men's team, a women's team, and an academy, which is all this could come at a point in time later, but it could also help with connection with the ID camp, since we're planning for kids to find a pathway to college and club soccer. So this is a really big deal for us.
I do have one So I remember when we spoke and you said about the having the showcase, right? For me to be part of it. If you talking to do that around March, April, that would be tough for me to attend because that's like
In the season?
just towards that would just be towards the end of preseason, going into the season. We do have a mental health break, right? Every year throughout like during the summertime. Every year the times changes because I think so. The league gives the clubs a time frame as to when the club can choose a mental health break, right? And this year ours was in like the 19th of June up until like the 23rd. So you get like a decent 5 days off, right, away from everything. So, and we normally know about this date kind of early into the season, like during preseason time. So if that can help, where if you can hold off on the date for like the showcase, if it's going to be like throughout the summer, and then during the mental health break that I'm able to come and then have the showcase there, at least then I'm able to be there, right? But if it's going to be during any other time of the season, then it's probably going to be a little bit tough for me to be able to get there, especially if it's in season.
Yeah, no, for sure. We can do like a hold off date because we don't really have like all the details yet of like the ID camp. We're trying to figure out things, and like things can change. So we're hoping that it could be like in the summer too, basically. So yeah, that will coincide with our season too. So that would help.
Perfect. Yeah, but other than that, man, I don't have any other questions. I think what you guys are standing for and what you guys are doing and what you guys are planning to do aligns with who I am and what I want to do as well, right? So I'm happy to be part of it, man.
Yeah, we're glad to have you have you here too. Since like it's a really big deal for us. We're happy that you chose us, and looking into the future, we're hoping that you keep being a part of us, and that we can help players, other coaches who want to be a part of this whole system, and that's what we hope to keep contributing for. So we're really glad to have you here.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. And thank you, Landry, for reaching out, man, and letting me know about FC Arcadia, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah. All right, then. So we'll contact you later and talk to you more about the season details and the ID camp, And so whenever you have time, we can talk more and we can get this whole thing started. And we're really glad that this can get going and stuff. So if you have any questions, be sure to reach out to me or Landry, of course, because he's like my assistant too, and he can help you out.
Definitely. Most definitely, man. I appreciate you guys for having me, and man, I'm happy to be part of it, man. And let's see where we can take this thing.
Yep, sounds good. All right, then I'll let you be then.
All right, thank you, guys.
All right, see ya.
This has been the Aguilar Hour. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you next time.